Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Flavia and this is a variety channel. I'm basically using this platform to talk about my thoughts, feelings, experiences, but also to give some comments on things that are happening lately, either here in the Netherlands or around the world or in Brazil. So if this is anything that might interest you, you can go ahead and hit subscribe button and leave a like on this video. So my last video was sharing something that I haven't really spoken much about. If you follow me on Instagram, you most probably seen hints here and there. I do say I want to talk more about fibromyalgia, which is the disease that I have. But it's been really difficult because at some point it's so much pressure, not from peers or anything else, but just your own brain telling you, oh, what do people care? But I realize how important it is to have someone speak about things that are not commonly spoken. I know there's a lot of drama on YouTube right now, and I have to say, I think this platform is amazing, but of course people will misuse power independent of the platform that they have, be them politicians, celebrities, CEOs. So we just have to understand that whoever we are supporting, we have to be extremely careful with and try to understand what leads people to become so lusting after power. So I don't know, this is just some food for thought. This is my opinion on the matter. Going back to my fibro story. So the last video I did share a little bit about how fibro affects your body, but there is just so much more because, like I said, it's a very new disease. A lot of people present the symptoms in a very particular way. So it becomes even more difficult for researchers and doctors to really find a root cause and a specific treatment because, you know, the pain manifests differently. But it's not just pain. Somehow fibromyalgia will always come connected to a different disease. Some people develop immune diseases, some other people develop mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety. One thing that will also affect many people is IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, which messes up completely your entire day. You have to completely readjust the way you eat, what you're consuming. And you have to be very mindful on how to deal with stress, because stress, certainly, it's one of the points of pressure that is not, you know, a actual physical point of pressure, of pain, but stress will most certainly emphasize the pain to a level that sometimes is absolutely unbearable. In my opinion, you should definitely see a specialist, go to your doctor, ask to see a rheumatologist, a neurologist, whatever it is, before if you have any suspicions that you might have fibromyalgia. So they can run the tests and exams and be sure that it is actually what you have. I mean, you can never be sure because there is no precise exam that will tell you, but you will have certain types of exams that you can do that will actually cancel all the other probable diseases. And that's how you discover that if there is nothing else more in the list, it's fibro. But I think you should always have, alongside with the treatment of medication, therapy. Therapy is something that every human being should do, no matter what. It's so easy for us to compartmentalize and storage feelings away, opinions, and those things start eating out, or if you have intrusive thoughts. And I will definitely talk more about these issues on a separate video, but I want to do more research to give you also probabilities, outcomes, how many people suffer with it. Because today I'm only ready to talk about fibro. But all of these things will come along. Not necessarily everything, but there will always be something that comes along with fibro. Don't judge yourself. Don't put even more pressure than you already have. It is so crucial that we begin to understand that people are different. We have different perspectives, but we also will face different diseases in a different way. So don't be so quick to judge people that you don't know, because you have no idea what the person is going through. So, like I said, empathy, it's something that seems rare as the day passes by. 2020 has been this incredibly tough year. What a tough year. We had the Third World War in January. We had the Amazon fires, which some are still going, the wildfires in Australia. Then we had the whole pandemic, elections, fascists back in power all around the world. I mean, I think this is truly a way in which, the cycle renews itself. I think every 100 years, but now we have so much information, it seems so overwhelming. But I think humanity has always been like this. It has always been this crazy, but we just didn't know before because we were not so readily able to get access instantaneously from across the world. Also be very careful how you consume the news. And this is not only for if you're suffering from any disease, mental or physical. Try to sieve information. I am a seeker, so I am always trying to see what's happening here and there, and that's not always good. So I'm being very mindful and trying to create boundaries for myself. And fibro, you definitely need to create boundaries. It's so important that you take the time to listen to your body, take the time to understand what is going through your mind. The pain is just something that will most times push you over the edge because it's constantly there. At some points you will have a flare-up. It can take anywhere between 1 day and 5 months. It's absolutely insane, in which basically you are hypersensitive to pain or all the other struggles you're having. If you have IBS, if you have immune disease, they will completely take over, and it just feels like a never-ending cycle. You don't sleep well, you don't have rest, your mind is constantly running, or you have fibro fog, another wonderful thing of fibromyalgia, in which your brain literally stops. Nothing works. You are in the middle of a meeting and you are giving a speech and boom, it just goes blank. Or I have actually had this happen to myself, that I'm walking on the street and then suddenly I'm like, where am I? What am I doing? What's going on here? And it's overwhelming. So if you know someone with fibromyalgia, don't judge them and don't doubt them. Actually, don't doubt anybody, Give them the credit to show you what they're going through. Share with them or just listen. Don't have to do that much. Usually to create a connection with someone, we listen and we talk. I am not a religious person myself. However, I heard this thing where people say God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more. Listen to the people that are next to you right now. Listen to your friends, to your coworkers. Listen to what people are saying on the internet, but really listen. Not just, oh yeah. Learn how to interpret these things. Learn to understand there are layers. Life is not black and white. Everything is gray. Of course, there will be certain aspects that will be right and wrong, for sure. But as human beings, we're not that simple. So try to have more empathy. That's all that we truly need to leave a better world for the next generations and to maybe have a better world by the time that we're older. Respect and empathy are such basics in life that it shouldn't come as a surprise for someone to say this. I know that this video is about fibro, but it's so much more than that. You know, you are not defined by your illness. You are not defined by the color of your skin. You are not defined by the people you love. You are defined by your character. You are defined on how you love people, on how you approach them, on how you conduct yourself. And we all make mistakes. So don't be so harsh on yourself and listen. I say that to myself all the time. That doesn't mean that I stop being harsh with myself. But every single day, I take one step back, I look at the situation, and then I think, okay, I shouldn't do this to myself. Because if I do this to myself, then what do I have to offer to other people? If you will have fibro and you take medication, please understand you cannot just rely on medication. There are several other things that you can do to assist you right now. Medication, of course, will be great to a certain extent, but ultimately, we need to learn how to live with this disease because for now, there is no cure. So let's just embrace what we can do and celebrate it. And what we cannot do, we start slowly working towards it. I take currently an antidepressant because my depression was massive. Alongside with the pain, not a good combo at all, trust me. But I also started doing meditation. I started creating a hobby, which is right here in front of you. And I also took major interest in makeup, so I do really appreciate, you know, the quality of some products. I enjoy the perspective of the creators that developed it, and you know, I take some time to do my makeup. I do my hair myself, so these are the things that are keeping me grounded. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep myself leveled and grounded. I've been having a flare now for almost 3 weeks and it's super tough, super tough. But I talk to the people around me. I've been talking to my coworkers and trying to explain to them how I feel and that at a certain point I just need to take it easy and take a breath. And they understand and they sympathize. And I always been afraid to do that, afraid that I would be judged, someone who is no longer capable of doing the job that I honestly feel so much passion for. Sometimes it really drives me crazy, yeah? But, you know, being in retail has been my entire life, and I work with a brand that is so amazing, that is giving us so much opportunity, and has been so supportive now this period of pandemic and everything. And it's really frustrating, but don't let this frustration take over you. Take a day, if you need to take a day, talk to your managers, talk to whoever you need to talk and say, look, I just need a day to regain my energy. I need a day to gather my thoughts and put myself together. Because you do need to put yourself together sometimes. And unfortunately, there will be no one to do that for us because we need to do it for ourselves. I hope that if you listen to this point, that you heard something that will help you to go through this journey. And oh, I'm getting nervous right now. But if you heard something that was comforting, or if you have something else to add, you can leave it in the comments below. You can also add me on Instagram, send me a DM. I'm creating more content to share there as well. So just know that we are not alone. Find a group, find a therapist, find a good friend, someone you trust in, and let your heart out. sometimes is the best thing you can do for yourself. And that's valid for anybody who's watching this video, independent if you have fibro or not. I want you to know that you're loved and that things eventually become better. I'm wishing you a great day. I can't believe it's Friday again. And remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, be respectful, and Black Lives Matter. See you next time.